What movie is it where he's motherfucker Jones? What movie is that?
Oh, oh,
Horrible Bosses? No. No, that's
yeah,
not. That's not.
yeah,
Yeah,
horrible
it is.
bosses.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
A pause. Do you think that we should do like some sort of like spoiler, like
Spoilers in words at the
yeah,
very
like
beginning. Hello and welcome to the third episode of 2Chicks 2Cents. Today we'll be talking about the movie Project Power. I am your host, Tiffany, and this is my co-host Delilah.
hi. If you were not with us last week, we did talk about the movie 3,000 Years of Longing. It is on Amazon Prime. And if you want to check that podcast out, it's going to be linked below. You can check out our past podcast. And yeah, we'll get into Project Power today. It's on Netflix.
Woo!
And it
Yes,
is from 2020.
yes. So Delilah picked this movie. So will you tell us what inspired you to watch it the first time? Like, what was going on? Why'd you pick it?
I remember, I've only seen this movie one time, besides right now, whenever we watched it. I remember it came out like prime quarantine COVID, and everywhere was dropping a lot of movies. So I feel like we were all watching a lot of stuff. And I just feel like I was seeing like on social networks, like, oh, watch this movie. I remember MGK was in it, which they kind of gave the vibe that he would be like more in it than he actually was in it. But I remember seeing like a lot of him advertising the movie, and then every time you get on Netflix, the movie was advertised. So I was just like, oh, let me watch it. Seems right up my alley. And then I remember I really liked it. So then I was like, oh, maybe we should watch this movie again for our podcast.
Yeah, it was a really good one. I hadn't seen it before. And I remember I put it in my list in my Netflix, and I didn't know what it was about. I didn't read anything or watch a trailer, and I saw what's his name, Joseph Gordon-Levitt on the cover, and like when you hover over it, you know how it has like a different screen or a different image. Well, it had him like with his like busted eye, like he had like that blood mark in his eye, and so it made me think it was like a movie about fighting. And so I was like, maybe I'll pass. Like, I'll wait
It's
till
the
I'm
second
in the
Fight Club.
mood. Yeah, yeah, some underground fighting or something. So
Mhm.
I just, I was like, I'll watch it when I'm in the mood for a fight movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not that. Yeah, like first couple minutes, I was like, oh, okay, drugs. It's about drugs. Yeah.
You're like, drugs. I could get into that.
Yeah, yeah, I'm into that. Yeah, yeah. I'll say. I also
Um,
recognized Machine Gun Kelly, and but I was like, who is that guy? And I'm not really super familiar with him. But then when I looked it up later, I was like, oh yeah, that's him. Yeah,
I
not
really
that that's
liked him like
relevant.
whenever he was first coming up, and then he just got like very weird. But he was very fun when he first like got big. Whenever he was hanging out with Waka Flocka, they were just fun party boys.
Nice.
Now they're kind of just he just kind of seems toxic now. I don't
Oh,
know.
I think I only learned about him through the major diss from Eminem. Like
Yeah, that
that's
was the
when
time
I
too. That was whenever I was like, yeah, you really shouldn't have done that. And I was like, I think this is kind of the end for you. But
yeah. But this movie
what
came
do
out
I
after
know?
that, so maybe they were trying to like recover. That's enough about Machine Gun Kelly. So, well, actually, how about you give a brief synopsis of the
Okay, the
movie
movie.
for people who haven't seen it and don't plan on watching it?
If you haven't seen the movie is about this guy who is Jamie Foxx's character. He used to be in the military, And when he was in the military, they did this whole like experiment sort of. They were trying to make superheroes. They did this experiment on him and some other guys, and they were when they took the drugs or whatever, the powers were coming from animals, which was super cool. They're like some animals you can blend into stuff, some animals you break your bones and like make like
Weapons.
weapons. Like it's like just things that actually happen in nature. Those are like what the powers are. But so Jamie Foxx's character gets a really dangerous um skill, and basically it's of the pistol shrimp, and he basically can incinerate everything around him. But whenever he does that, he kills everybody around him and also like almost himself. So he decides, I don't want to be a part of this, and they shut down the program and all that. But in that time, whenever he was a part of the program, he had a kid, and they got wind of his daughter, who she obviously hadn't been taking these drugs or wasn't a part of this experiment, but because of something left over in him, who knows, she was born and she had powers by herself without needing to take the drugs or anything. So they fast forward a bunch of years, and the government kidnaps her, and they start mass producing this drug, and they're dropping it in like the poor cities of New Orleans because they're testing it, because obviously you can't test something like that on people. So the government or this agency or whatever is testing it, and Jamie Foxx is just trying to get his daughter back, and then there's this cop who's trying to stop these drugs, of course, and it's just the whole story of just a very long day of them trying to shut this stuff down, and it's just like action, 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 super cool. That's basically what the movie is about. Remember, this podcast has spoilers. So,
Yes. Yeah, I'll tell you that after we told you all of the spoilers.
yes.
It's okay. So it actually took me a little bit to get into the story at first. Like it took about 30 minutes is what I clocked it at, to really like it. Like I was kind of
And
like on
what
the
sent you
fence.
over?
Jamie Foxx, hands down, Jamie Foxx. Like, um, sometimes when a sci-fi movie or even, especially like superhero, they really try hard to make it look really cool. And sometimes I think they overdo it, especially right in the beginning. Um, and I was really thinking about it. I was like, is there any way it could have been any different or any better? Honestly, I think they did well, for what it was. And honestly, it's just a matter of the person watching, um, kind of letting go of their opinions or like what their expectations
Yeah,
or
your
what they
expectations
think
of
is
what a
cool and
hero
stuff.
should be.
Yeah, or what's realistic or whatever.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it just took me a minute to kind of like settle into the story, into the characters. I think the cop guy, I found him a little bit like, you're all right. You're not really that interesting, or at least not your story. Like, but but he did grow on me, and I did like his relationship with the girl who was selling drugs. Was her Robin? Robin was her
Yeah.
name. Yeah, because I remember because Batman and Robin, she mentioned that. Anyway, I did like their dynamic. I thought it was actually really funny when he showed up at her mom's house and he did that whole towel routine. And he was like
Yeah.
filming, and then she's like, "Can I see your badges?"
She
I
gets right
love
in.
that.
Yeah. What is that about?
Exactly.
No, I really
Um,
like the cops. His bond with the girl, like I really
yeah,
like that, and I
yeah,
honestly love that they didn't really give us too much backstory about him or anything, because like the story wasn't about him,
it
and it's like,
wasn't.
look, he's here to play a part, um, and that's it. We don't need to know about him. We just need to know about what he's doing right now, and I'm like, perfect.
And it's very realistic because like you can't have a
Yes,
drug movie without cops. And
exactly,
so it makes sense for the story. Yeah, he
exactly.
definitely it was good. And I like how they all kind of came together in the end and were collaborating.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. But Jamie Foxx, I actually really want to talk more about him because like he's such a good actor and I
He's
feel
such a
like
good.
he's
Honestly, I feel like
underrated.
Jamie Foxx is so good at everything that he does, but like he's like he's so good at acting that you forget that he's a singer. And then whenever
Mm.
he decides that he wants to sing,
Did he
he's so
start
good
as
at
a
singing.
singer? Because I thought he started as an actor and then he got into singing.
I'm pretty positive he started as an actor, and then
Okay,
he
okay.
like he always
But
has been
he's
able to sing.
incredible singer.
But
Like, remember when he did
he's
Ray?
so good at things that whenever he does one specific something, you forget that he can do so many other things. And I feel like the past couple of movies that he's been dropping on Netflix have been so like so good. So good. He's in another movie called Day Shift on Netflix.
I saw that.
If we ever get to that one, that'd be really good. But he's so good. He's so good. That's all I have to say. He's so good. Good job, Jamie
So
Foxx. Good
good,
job.
so good. Good job,
So
Jamie
so
Foxx.
so good.
Yes.
Also, I really like that in this movie, like, yeah, he is sort of like the hero, but I feel like honestly, he's more of a vigilante than a hero.
Mm,
And in my book, it's like vigilantes are like in the top, because that's the thing that
yeah.
always gets me in like whatever movies. Like, there's good and bad, but it's annoying whenever the good side is too good, because I feel like that's unrealistic. And then also, if you're dealing with this villain or this corporation or whatever that's like doing so much evil and killing people and all that, but then you're over here having a crisis because you won't kill them or nip this problem in the bud, and you're just like, what are you
Yup.
here for then?
We
Like,
have literally had this conversation so many times
so
because
so
that
so many times.
it's so often in
It's
like movies and
so
TV shows.
unrealistic.
Yeah. Yeah. On the comment of it being like unrealistic for the hero to be like so good, I think there are a lot of people who are like that. They have some kind of complex in their mind that they have to behave a certain way, and then they feel even like superior to the rest of us, and they have to save us. And that I do see in
That's,
some
yeah,
real
like a
people.
superiority what is it? Superiority
Superiority
complex.
complex. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You sacrifice one to save the many. That's always what it's supposed to be. But then, whenever it comes down to it, whenever we're dealing with like heroes and supernatural or comic book type movies or whatever, whenever it comes down to it, it's like you killed a million people to get to this villain, and now you're having this crisis and you want to let him live.
Like all
What?
the property damage and
Yeah.
what's the Superman
All
one?
of the
Man of
lackeys
Steel.
that you just like killed to get through this door, like to get to the villain, like, okay. But I think with that, I really liked how the cop, oh, I agreed with, not I really liked, but I agreed with the cop saying that there is no way to fight all of these people with powers as a regular person. Like, they're trying to fight this bank robber that's a chameleon, and you literally cannot see him. He's invisible just as a regular person. So I agreed with the cop saying that they needed to take the pills also to fight the bad guys. Oh,
Well, his superpower didn't really help him specifically, other than the fact that, the guy almost killed him. But like,
I mean,
I do
yeah,
see, yeah,
his superpower just kept him from getting killed a bunch of times so that he could end this madness,
yeah, yeah,
which that was pretty cool.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, the superpowers in this movie were so cool because it wasn't like your average, like, I want to fly, I want to teleport. Like, it was, they used real animals in nature. It's just kind of like your DNA, I guess, just like whatever animal you specifically for some reason vibe with or whatever, you would get like their abilities that they have in nature. So like uh one, like, what's a good example, like they did the chameleon, the guy, he went like completely invisible and he completely blended in with whatever around him. Like, he's literally running down the street just changing, and all you can see is like the street
But
like on the
he's
side
his
of him. Like, it
reflection
was
or
super
what he's
cool.
reflecting. Yeah.
Yeah, and so like it was, that was kind of like a really cool concept, because we're used to the regular um comic books and they're flying or they're aliens or whatever, but this, it's like, think about, what's your favorite animal? Would you want to be able to do what that animal can do? Like, that's pretty cool. And
Did you
that's
know?
like real shit, so that's pretty cool.
Did you know that axolotls are like widely experimented on because they can regrow limbs. And you could also detach one of their heads and attach it to the body of another one, and it would grow and function and thrive. Yeah,
I don't even know
it's
what an axolotl is.
an axolotl is a
You
lizard.
should
It's
pop
like
up on the screen right now a picture of an axolotl.
okay, I will. An axolotl. It's kind of they look like these adorable little like water dragons. They're
Oh,
so cute. They're like they're in the lizard family, like, but they're more like a gecko, and they live in the water. Like they don't go on the
okay.
land. So they've got like kind of like a fishtail, but they have like feet.
I mean, that
Um,
makes sense because lizards, they can detach their tails if they are like in danger or something and then scurry off and regrow it. So that makes
yeah,
complete
so
sense.
they're trying to figure out like how they regenerate their
Yeah.
tissues so well, how they heal, how they reattach and detach and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
it's
So,
kind
like,
of
literally,
creepy how much they do to them, but at the same time, it's like, wow, that is pretty cool what they can
that
do,
is
you know?
very creepy, but
Yeah,
very cool. It's just like, ooh.
yeah, yeah. There's like
Uh,
that moral line, there's
yeah.
always going to be that moral
Like,
line. Like,
I understand why you're doing it and all of that stuff, and it could be extremely beneficial. But me personally, I could not do it. I couldn't even when we were when was it? I think it was middle school. Whenever you dissect the frog,
oh,
couldn't do it.
I didn't do a frog. We did a pig fetus.
I remember they had the pigs and the frogs, and it just kind of depended what class you were in. And my class got frogs, and I was having a hard time.
Oh, we also
And
did squid. Did you ever do squid?
no, we never did squid. I tried
That-
cooking Cornish hen once, and I
I
was,
don't know what
doing
you're
all the
gonna
creepy,
say,
the
but
pretty,
for
pretty,
some
and
reason,
then the net came out. I screamed, dropped it. It was a horrible
the neck.
experience. Yeah, there's still a neck bone like in it, and like the Cornish hens are like the little chickens,
Mm-hmm.
and so it was too much. I've never done a turkey. Like it's just, so I just don't think that I could personally be the one experimenting on any of these animals. But I
Right, right.
understand why it needs to be done sometimes.
Yeah,
But back to Project Power, I feel like if you guys have noticed, we don't have that much to say about it because honestly, the movie was so great. Like, there's not very much to say. Like, all I can do is go on and on about like how good it was. I don't have any notes. Like, there was nothing that I think they could have done better. They could have given me more backstory, would have made for a longer movie, and the movie was already pretty long. So I thought that
yeah,
the art and the color, the way that it was, the way that the movie was shot, like low resolution or whatever you call it, like the colors were so vivid, but then everything else was so dark and kind of grimy. Loved that. I loved the graffiti. Like all throughout the movie, we're seeing like these buildings and stuff, and there's like graffiti or murals, all this stuff. I'm like wondering, is that really what New Orleans is like, or did they have some artists come in and come do some stuff for like them filming, but it just there's no notes.
yeah.
They did such a great job.
They
They did
did.
such a great job.
Yeah. I even feel like if you do the movie right, you don't need so much backstory even
Uh huh.
there. Yeah. But you were Delilah and I were talking about this earlier, and she was saying like she would love to have like a follow-up movie
Yeah,
with like Robin, or not Robin, sorry, the daughter. What was the daughter's name?
Tracy.
Tracy. Yeah, with
Well,
Tracy
because like
with
I
her
want to know like
abilities.
what happens and what all can she do? Because like homegirl can heal, but then also what animal in nature is healing like that? Because she not only can heal like herself, she's like healing other people.
She might have
That's
had
what.
that little fish that can regenerate stuff. They were talking about that in the beginning, I think. There was like a fish that can kind of like the axolotl where it can like regenerate. So, I don't know. But
Like
also,
I
like,
just feel
who's
like
to say, like, they got away from the government this time, but
yeah,
who's to say they're not going to come after her again? They're not going to try, you
like
know?
there
Like,
is that would be your only note is like, oh, make another movie because it's like, oh, I want to see Jamie Foxx's character like in the past get more backstory and see what happened with the whole crew that that they originally started testing on, and then also what's going to happen with her daughter with his daughter in the future, like how much her power is going to grow, and like to what extent.
And it could affect her relationships and stuff too. And
This movie is so good, like from the acting to the music to the
hmm
concept to the backstory to each individual character. Like there's no notes in my opinion. My
I
husband
think
can say
Robin,
one
whoever
thing.
Dominique Fish, what? The girl who
Dominique
played Robin,
Dominique Fishback.
Fishback. Yeah, the girl who plays Robin. We really, really, really loved her.
We like her.
I want to see
She's
more of her
so
stuff, more of her
beautiful,
movies.
and she looks so young, and she is an adult. She's 33, and I guess at the time it was 2020. That
So it was
means that
only
she was
three
like
here. She's 30.
28.
Didn't you say it was 2020 and she's 33
Yeah,
now?
yeah,
Okay, so 29. Yeah.
yeah. 28, 29. When this aired, not even whenever it filmed, but she was playing like a 15, 16-year old. So youthful. What a goddess. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's everything. Amazing, amazing. I give it a solid 8.5 to a 9 out of 10,
Yeah,
because
I concur.
only thing that we're saying that like it could have been better at or could do more is if they made another movie or if they made this movie even longer. It was
Yeah.
it was great.
Honestly, and if they changed the banner on Netflix to have Jamie Foxx in it, it would have
Yeah.
been no discuss. Even if it was a fight movie, I'd watch it because of Jamie
It's
Foxx, you
crazy
know?
because I'm looking at, like on Google, the little, like, the movies page, and the pictures that they have for it and, like, the cover art and all that. Jamie's right there. He's right in the front.
Yeah,
It's like
I saw that
Jamie,
too.
Robin, and
His
Joseph.
name
So
is
it's just
listed
like,
first in all like the credits and
so
stuff,
I don't know
and
that why that's the picture that they had on Netflix,
yeah. Maybe they're like me and just forgot to change the cover photo for like all their videos.
but probably. uh,
I'm glad you picked it. Yeah,
yeah,
that's all
me
I
too.
have to say. Oh yeah, so time now, since we're done talking about this movie, time for the
Yes,
drawing.
we did get some suggestions. We have a movie to add in, and then we also have a show to add in. So I'm gonna do that. The movie came from my sister-in-law. It is the movie Mother. Um, it has Jennifer Lawrence. It's on Amazon. She said that it's like really makes you think. So I'm going to add that into our movies. And then the show came from, who did it come from?
My friend Kay, her husband, Jimmy. Jimmy recommended Wentworth.
And so we're going to add Wentworth. Okay, so we are doing new movie.
Yay!
Okay.
And the very
Oh,
pretty, pretty jar.
very pretty, pretty jar from Walmart if you want one.
Walmart's
But
classing
I'm
it up.
doing the drawings because for some
Because
reason
it
they look
shows up
backwards.
backwards on mine.
Yeah.
I don't like, yeah.
Okay, let's see. And just so you can see, there are things in there. Oh, there we go. Let's see
Yeah.
what I got. Oh,
Day
snap.
shift. What?
I
Yay,
just
no.
mentioned it. Jamie, we're coming for you
Ooh,
again.
ooh, yay.
I'm not upset about it.
No,
We
me
just
either.
love Jamie Foxx.
What did I just see him in? I saw him in, it was like he was a lawyer. Did you see that? I can't remember the name. It was so good though. It was based on a true story. He
Yes.
was, he only took jobs where he like knew he could absolutely win, like guaranteed win. And then, what's his name? Tommy Lee Jones is in it too. And he ends up taking his case. I don't want to tell you too much if you haven't seen it, but
I feel
yeah,
like I can
really
like
good.
picture what you're talking about, but I don't think that I've seen what you're talking about.
It was good. Yeah. It is, you know, like you got to be in a mood for those like
Yeah.
feel good, true story type movies, but it's worth the watch, I'd say,
I think one of
eventually.
like my favorite Jamie Foxx, like something. Have you seen Dreamgirls?
Yeah, but I haven't seen it in so long that I didn't even remember. I don't remember who he is in that.
He is, Beyonce is like the main girl, Dina or whatever, and he's the one that becomes their manager, and he's with Effie in the
Oh.
beginning, leaves her for Dina. But
Ooh.
that when you get Jamie acting and singing, oh good lord. He's been blessed. He's got pipes, he can act. Oh, I love it so
Right.
much.
My first experience of Jamie singing is, of course, with Ray, the Ray Charles
Oh,
one. Did you
yeah,
see that one? Okay, yeah.
yeah.
And then, what movie is it where he's Motherfucker Jones? What movie is that?
Oh, oh,
Horrible Bosses? No. No, that's
yeah,
not. That's not.
yeah.
Yeah,
Horrible
it is.
bosses.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. He was so funny in
Yeah. No, I
that.
remember like being a kid and like watching the Jamie Foxx show and like he's
I've
just
never heard
great.
of that.
So I'm not upset to watch Day Shift. It's really good. Cannot wait to tell you guys about it. But yeah, so our next movie, if you'd like to watch it and come have a conversation with us, listen to us, it's going to be Day Shift on Netflix.
Whoop, whoop.
If you remember, we are still watching Severance. We're going to be talking about that in after this next podcast,
So
the
episode
following week.
5.
Yes, episode
Episode
5,
5
and
is
we talk about our
Severance.
show, which is Severance on Apple TV.
Yes. Please watch it. It's so good.
It's
We need
so
we
good.
want more people. We need more people watching it so that they bring in a second season.
Yes. I
Man, they can't leave it the way
Severance
they
on
left it.
Apple TV is a masterpiece. It is unlike anything I've ever seen before and anything that I've seen like advertised now. Like it's
I
just
do.
whatever you think it's gonna be, it's so much more. It's so, so, so good. Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
I do
It's
need
worth
to
watching.
manage expectations because I told a friend to watch this and she struggled to get through like the first episode, but it was
Yes.
because I didn't let her know like the last thing I told her was some crazy, exciting
Yes.
sci-fi fantasy. This is like slower moving. You have to pay attention. But it's still interesting and intriguing, like
It's
especially
a
if you pay
slow
attention.
burn. It's a
Yes.
slow burn
It's
that
that
is worth
crescendo and
every
it
second.
gets all the way up to here. Like
Yes.
it's you gotta watch it.
Gotta watch
Definitely.
it. Gotta watch it. Gotta watch it. I promise. If you get past that first episode, because you're getting all of this information, and I promise you, every second of any information that you're learning, that you're just like, man, this is really boring. It is all gonna come to fruition, and you're gonna be like, oh my god, what the hell? But then
Yes.
some things you're not gonna get, and this is why we need a second season. Like,
Yes.
good lord, I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Cannot wait to talk about this one.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
That's all for today. I hope you come back and join us and let us know in the description like what you want to watch or if you have any comments about what we talked about. Tell us what you think about Jamie Foxx.
Yes.
Yes.
We'd love to
Communicate
know what
with
you think about
us.
Jamie Foxx specifically.
Yes, specifically. List your top 3 favorite movies or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you have
Yeah.
any ideas of movies or shows that we should add into our drawing, let us know. We'll put them in. We would
Yep.
love to hear from you.
Yes. Thank you. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next week.